My name is Achumboro Ataande, and I'm going to talk to you about how to make an ad if you're on a small budget. So I'm going to talk today about static ads. So that means it's motionless, it's your typical graphic design or photo ad. And I'm going to describe how to use certain tools to make a nice ad, a presentable ad that you can run and see if it's getting you some more clients. So one of the things I'll say, whenever you're making an ad, make sure you pick something that creates emotion. Don't make it dry, don't make it informative in terms of the visual image. Create something that makes the buyer emotional in some way, whether it makes them want to buy it, it makes them love your company, it makes them excited. Create something that gets their blood rushing. So your biggest worry, okay, what do I do? What do I use? So in my last video, I talked about advertising. You can click on it over here in terms of how to create a great graphic ad and the rules, the 80-20 rule, meaning at least 80% of your ad should be an image. It shouldn't be text. Only 20% of your ad should be covered in text. With that said, now you know the 80-20 rule. Do not break it no matter how much you want to go over and write more information. You write that in the caption or the description. You write that below, okay? So with that said, once you do this, you want to use certain tools to make your image looks better. So for example, you want to make sure you pick a bright image for most brands, unless you're in a gothic or dark type of grunge type of feel. You want it to be a bright image because bright images captures attention, keeps people interested longer than darker images, and it's less work to look at. So what you want to do with that is you want to increase the sharpness, increase the brilliance, increase the contrast sometimes, or decrease the contrast depending. So you get something that's bright that pops out. With that said, now how'd you design it? How'd you make great text? One thing I'll say, when you're creating text, you don't want to create something that's hard to read. You don't want to create things that people have to stare at. That's too hard. It may look pretty, but the point is not to look pretty. The point is to make people emotionally involved and to let them understand what you're trying to sell. So with that, don't get too crazy with the fonts. Don't try to these really scripted fonts that are hard to read. Make sure that you're creating something that is easy to read and conveys the message you're trying to convey, okay? Clarity, clarity, clarity. That's the name of the game, clarity, okay? Now with that said, what tools would you use? I suggest using something like Canva. Canva is great. It really democratized designing in many ways. Allows people who do not have, or even designers, I actually have some of my designers developing on Canva. It allows people to create a great design in a fraction of the time that it'll traditionally take. So I highly recommend using Canva if you are starting off, or even if you're established and trying to develop a great ad. Okay, in addition, if you are trying to make shorter motion graphics, there are tons of tools in order to help you loop your ad or loop your text. You can use something as simple as iMovie, or there's tons of other web tools that you can use. I think Canva is also creating a video editing tool that can be helpful for doing things like this. So I highly recommend looking into what's best for you, what's best for your skills. Eventually you may want to upgrade to a pro tool, but take your time, do what you can. Okay. So in terms of graphics, every color conveys a different image, right? Red brings attention, blue brings calm, yellow evoke hunger, purple, it can connotate royalty, nobility, things like that. So you want to be very careful about what colors you're using and what image you're trying to convey. Also, I prefer black text on white backgrounds, while the other colors look good. I'm going into the science of it. People get fatigued when they read things that are off-colored. People are used to reading black text. So that's preferable to having your text in black, unless obviously your background design makes it hard to read for some reason. But you want to be very careful about doing that, because the last thing you want people to do is tune out because they're tired or your ad is making them fatigued. Okay, so with that said, my name is Achumboro Ataande. I'm going to be hosting a branding workshop soon. This is Ataande Business Media, which is a division of Ataande Advisors, my advertising and branding company based in New York. Please subscribe to this video, like, comment, share. Do you have any questions about creating an ad? Do you have any questions about creating a video? What you want to know? More things you'd like me to talk about? If you have any requests for future ads, please leave it in the comments below. Thank you so much for your time. I hope you have an amazing day.